The fate of Joe Biden's agenda rests on the runoffs in Georgia. That's as the two seats up for grabs will decide which party controls the Senate and have a decisive influence on the president-elect's ability to push his agenda forward. Those are basically one and the same. For more, we're joined by Bloomberg's Bruce Einhorn. So, Bruce, what is the state of play in Georgia? The concern, I guess, for Democrats is that they don't typically show up when it comes to elections, and certainly not when it comes to runoffs, right?
That is true, typically, but as we know, these are not typical times. The turnout so far from Democratic voters has been very good in the early voting and in the absentee voting. So the real challenge is going to be for the Republicans, can they get their voters to turn out on Tuesday? Because as we've seen, Republicans tend these days to vote more in person, while Democrats vote earlier or by drop-off ballots. So the big challenge now, though, is going to be what happens following the big news from the weekend with President Trump, his phone call to the Secretary of State in Georgia.
Yeah, and let's linger on that a little, Bruce. We've heard in a call that we've obtained here at Bloomberg how President Trump has been urging the team to find more votes, urging the Georgia Secretary of State to find 11,780 votes for him to flip the state. Let's just have a listen to what President Trump said.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
So, Bruce, what's been the reaction so far, and how could that kind of language, this kind of intervention or commentary by President Trump, how could that swing things in Georgia?
Well, it was an extraordinary call, and the reaction has been swift and vocal from a lot of Democrats. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris called it a bald-faced, bold abuse of power by the President of the United States. Some members of Congress have said that there needs to be an impeachment investigation launched or impeachment process started. Obviously, that's unlikely given that we only have a few weeks to go before Inauguration Day. We haven't heard much from the Republican side. We do know that Senator David Perdue, one of the two up for election in the runoff, he commented saying that the big problem here was the leaking of the recording, and he said that was what was disgusting.